Hi, and welcome to another episode in the ArcSight Logger 6.0 use case demonstration scenarios. So again, I'm going to jump into another scenario where we're going to look at how we can use and process raw log event data, and how we can use the automatic processing using Regex to display and then display what's actually going on with some specific event data. And it's a little bit more advanced, some capability that we're going to add in there as well. But so I'll actually dig into and just jump straight into the scenario that we have. What I do know in my demonstration scenario system here is I do have some log data that is actually relevant to what we're looking for. So in this example, I'm going to look in for not CEF, so not common event format log data, so raw, and I'm looking for a login failed attempt. Now, the important thing here is that although it is raw, it's still, everything is indexed. The full data is indexed and it's still there as information, so we can actually see there's some information there, and there's a whole lot of data there. It's actually pretty clever from that point of view, and incredibly powerful as part of that process as well. So that's really clever, and we can see the information. But wouldn't it actually be really clever to be able to start to look at some of this data and understanding a little bit more around what's actually happening as well? So again, we can just click on the expand the fields and actually process some of this data to start with. So actually, it's actually pretty clever how we can see some of the information around usernames and so on. So we can see login failed attempt, and there's this Maestro one, and we can just click on that. We can actually just fill in that information there and just do username. So we're processing that data, click OK, and therefore we have a search based on a username. It then becomes very simple for me to then just to put that into a top based on username. Do a chart on that, and then suddenly I have a very quick and simple chart based on the information that's displayed there. That's incredibly powerful and flexible to be able to extract that field information and just process it just by clicking a button, and we can see what's going on. Now, there are actually some other log messages that I'm actually very interested in looking at. So we're going to look at SHA-1 hex event here. So we've got a whole bundle of them spread across a particular time interval here. Let me just expand that a little bit to the last hour so we get a little bit more information in there. And again, this is all raw log data. We can actually see the information here. It's actually a whole bundle of data. It doesn't really make a huge amount of sense with regards to that. But actually what we do have is some information that we could actually process pretty quickly and easily. Now, I do know what the data is here, so actually I'm just going to load up a particular save filter that we have here, because actually I know that some of this data is going to be what we call credit card data in there. So let me just click run on that for a second, get the raw data in there. We're also not only just processing the data, we're actually looking at the fields here, and it's summarizing the fields for us. It's telling us how many are occurring, what the different number of frequencies are as well. But let me just shuffle that out of range so we can see a little bit more what's going on. As we can see here, we're actually processing that data, so we're extracting the information to do with what is a credit card number. We can actually even create new fields and actually have the data masked accordingly. So we've actually broken it out here to show, because we're actually extracting the information here. We're doing some additional calculations and some processing here, and actually appending the information. So we can see here that the starting number of a credit card normally indicates the type of credit card. So a 3 is a travel and entertainment card, typically American Express Diners card. A 4 is a Visa, a 5 is a MasterCard, a 6 is a Discover, and so on. So there's different ways of indicating that. So if we wanted to have a report or something, we probably want to obfuscate and hide some of that information. So we're just showing that we can actually process that. We can extract the first number. We can fill in the rest of the data with X's to just hide all that relevant data and numbers. So you can see there's a process involved. So it then becomes a very simple process for me to just to put that information into first num. And just do a very simple chart, top 10 charts of the first number that's been used. So it's doing the search. We can see that now. So we can see that there is a nice little spread over the last hour, that most of the credit cards that are going through our system have a first number of a 4, which indicates that a particular type, which in this case it indicates that it's a Visa type message, a Visa type credit card. In fact, it's often a little bit easier. Let's just put that into a pie chart, apply that, close that. We can see the spread quite nicely, and of course we could even just right mouse click and save that image, or if we actually wanted to, we could even export the data accordingly. And the important thing there is that we're not actually displaying the credit card details, we're just displaying the number that we've processed automatically, which in this case is on raw log data as we're doing it on the fly, and as we're doing that processing as part of this demonstration. So just another quick example and demo scenario of what we can achieve with processing with HP Logger ArcSight version 6. Thank you very much for your time.